As she rightly pointed out, this is a major concern. In fact, to address this, the country as such had, under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, had launched a program by name Ayushman Bharat. It's a more or less a combination of, it's more like an insurance part where the state governments are also involved in settling the claims. The funds come from central government, but it deals with 1,000 procedures or so. That is not sufficient, it's inadequate. So in the state of Andhra Pradesh, we have widened that scope, and we have come up with our own insurance scheme. It's called YSR Arogyashri scheme. I named it after my father because that's the kind of priority that I give to that scheme. So I just want it to be remembered, and I want to do a good job out of it. So what we have done is we've scaled the number of procedures to 2,446. From 1,000 what the central government supports, we increased that to 2,446 procedures. And practically we have distributed cards to 1.44 crore houses. And we've increased the limit for the eligibility of this card to income limit of 5 lakhs per annum. So anybody whose income is less than 5 lakhs per annum is eligible for this card. And 1.44 crores out of the total households of approximately 1.5 to 1.53 crores cards that households that we have, 1.44 crore cards are covered under this scheme. Okay. And last 3 years, we've helped almost 25 lakh people get treatment free of cost here.
We have about 10 minutes. We're going to fly through a few more questions briefly from the audience. The Executive Director of UNAIDS is in the audience with us, Winnie Byanyima. I think she would like to ask a question. If we can get a mic to her at the back there with the black head wrap and the red top.
Thank you, Zinga. Thank you, moderator. Okay. And thank you, panel. Mine's not a question, it's a comment. And responding to the subject you're talking about, I don't think that we're going to be on track to resolve a health crisis that turned into an economic crisis without tackling the inequalities that drive them. We are not health security strategies that neglect some people and protect a few privileged won't protect anyone ultimately. What do we need? We need debt cancellation, and we need to drive special drawing rights of the IMF towards developing countries so that they can have the resources to invest in health, in education, to end pandemics, COVID and other pandemics. We need, let me put it this way, debt repayments for the low-income countries in the middle of this crisis, where several times over they are spent on health, 9 times for Africa, 9 times more to debt repayments than to investing in health. This can't be a solution. So we do need to get rules of finance, rules of trade, and rules of tax, global rules, to work for developing countries if we are going to come out of a health crisis and an economic crisis. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. I saw there was a hand here, and then there was also a hand there. So if we can get mics to both of the participants so we can do rapid-fire questions. We have about 6 minutes left for questions from the audience.
Thank you very much. My name is Sheila Patel. I represent Shack Dwellers International, which works with urban slum dwellers in 33 countries. I want to give you a message from poor women in urban areas, but I have many friends in rural areas too. We know that real health delivery, sir, is at subnational level. And I want to know whether all of you see value in...
Andhra Pradesh is going to become a hub for green energy, green hydrogen, and so many things. What I wanted to impress upon you, this is the future. Not only temperature levels, all these things, that is one angle. But technology always will mature. Originally, power means only hydel, then thermal, then gas, then oil, these vehicles, only oil, petrol or diesel. Even India has done economic reforms because of shortage of fuel at that time. There is no money, there is no exchange reserves to buy petrol and diesel. That is where in 1991 forced economic reforms for us, but it has benefited in a big way. That is how things are happening. Now I wanted to tell you, all of you, we are total top 10 principles I have kept. One is cost optimization of fuel and energy, and environmental balance, and export of green hydrogen, green fuels for global community. That is where we are working. From Andhra Pradesh, we are having advantages. One is abundant solar, and also wind is possible. Deccan Plateau, because of that, pumped energy is also possible. And also battery, we can introduce that also. With all these things, it is again, we are having excellent ports on East Coast. After green hydrogen, one has to export. Now he has acquired some units in Kakinada port. Port is ready. If you can complete the project, you can export immediately. That is the advantage we are having. All ecosystem is in order. What I wanted to request all of you, I wanted to go now, all vehicles, EV vehicles, even on rooftop, I want to promote in a big way. And as on today, this year, around 30 lakh families we are promoting to have rooftop power generation, that is solar. Ultimately, I wanted to make it democratization of power generation. You can generate, you can consume, surplus, you can give it to grid, deficit, you can take back, net metering, everything we can do it. Now technology is very big handy, use technology and move forward. Then finally, green energy is the solution. We are having one is environmental, carbon emissions. But at the same time, cost effectiveness. But only my request to you, all of you, have R&D strong.